In the quiet town of Cedar Hollow, nestled between dense forests and rolling hills, an unsettling hum began to permeate the air. It started as a faint buzzing, barely audible over the daily activities of the townsfolk. At first, they dismissed it as the distant hum of machinery or the collective sound of cicadas. However, as the days passed, the hum grew louder, more ominous. One warm summer morning, the townspeople awoke to a dark cloud looming over the horizon. It was not a storm, but an endless swarm of killer bees, black and foreboding, blotting out the sun. Panic spread like wildfire as the buzzing intensified, drowning out all other sounds. Cedar Hollow had become a battleground, and its unsuspecting residents were about to face a terror beyond their wildest nightmares. The first victim was old Mrs. Jenkins, the town librarian. She was tending to her garden when the swarm descended upon her with unrelenting fury. The bees swarmed her, their stingers plunging into her skin like tiny, venomous daggers. Her screams echoed through the once peaceful streets as the relentless swarm enveloped her. The news of Mrs. Jenkins' horrifying demise spread like wildfire, sending shockwaves through the community. Fear gripped the townspeople as they realized that nowhere was safe. The once idyllic town had transformed into a nightmare, with the constant hum of the bees serving as a constant reminder of the impending danger. The local authorities were baffled, struggling to come up with a solution to this unprecedented crisis. Scientists and entomologists from across the country descended upon Cedar Hollow, desperately searching for answers. The swarm seemed to defy logic, appearing immune to conventional pesticides and deterrents. As the days turned into weeks, the once vibrant town fell into chaos, its streets deserted, and its buildings bearing the scars of countless stinging assaults. Desperation led to radical measures. The townspeople attempted to seal themselves indoors, barricading windows and doors with whatever materials they could find. But the relentless swarm found a way, slipping through the smallest cracks and crevices. The once close-knit community became a ghost town, its streets eerily silent except for the constant hum that now echoed through empty alleyways. The situation took an even darker turn as survivors reported strange occurrences. Whispers of shadows moving within the swarm, of faces glimpsed in the dark abyss of buzzing insects. Some claimed to hear voices calling out from the depths of the swarm, beckoning them to join the ever-growing legion of the damned. As the town spiraled into madness, a small group of survivors gathered in the dilapidated remnants of the town hall. They were determined to unravel the mystery and put an end to the terror that had consumed Cedar Hollow. Armed with makeshift protective gear and a sense of grim determination, they ventured into the heart of the swarm. The journey through the buzzing darkness was harrowing. The air was thick with the acrid scent of venom, and the survivors could feel the constant pressure of the swarm against their makeshift defenses. Whispers echoed in their minds as if the very swarm itself was alive, a sentient force of malevolence. As the survivors delved deeper into the swarm, they stumbled upon a surreal sight, an ancient, dilapidated apiary hidden within the buzzing darkness. It seemed to be the epicenter of the malevolent force that had plagued Cedar Hollow. The survivors, driven by a mix of terror and determination, pressed on. Within the apiary, they discovered a grotesque hive at the center of a cavernous chamber. The walls were lined with strange symbols, seemingly etched in honey. At the heart of the hive, a colossal queen bee, the size of a small car, pulsated with an otherworldly glow. It seemed to be the source of the supernatural swarm that had terrorized the town. As the survivors approached the monstrous queen, the whispers in their minds grew louder, urging them to surrender to the swarm's will. The air itself seemed to thicken with malevolence, and their protective gear offered little defense against the psychic onslaught. Summoning their last reserves of strength, the survivors devised a plan to destroy the hive and end the nightmare. With improvised explosives, they set to work, dodging the relentless attacks of the killer bees as they rigged the hive with explosives. The very swarm that had haunted their every waking moment now seemed to resist, as if aware of its impending demise. In a moment of tense silence, the survivors triggered the explosives. The cavern shook, and the hive erupted in a burst of otherworldly light. The queen bee, once an indomitable force, convulsed and collapsed in on itself. The swarm, deprived of its source, scattered into the darkness, dissipating like a malevolent fog. As the survivors emerged from the apiary, the once endless swarm had vanished. The buzzing that had plagued Cedar Hollow for weeks fell silent. The town, battered and scarred, slowly began to rebuild. The survivors, haunted by the memories of the swarm and the whispers that lingered in their minds, vowed never to speak of the horrors they had witnessed. Cedar Hollow, once a peaceful haven, had been forever changed. The scars of the endless swarm remained etched in the collective memory of the survivors, a dark chapter in the town's history that would never be forgotten. The buzzing may have ceased, but the echoes of that fateful summer lingered, a chilling reminder that some horrors are best left buried in the shadows. In the aftermath of the swarm's defeat, Cedar Hollow struggled to return to normalcy. The survivors, though victorious, were forever marked by the trauma of their ordeal. Nightmares plagued their sleep, and the constant hum of bees, even when absent, lingered in their ears like a haunting melody. The once thriving community now bore the scars of its encounter with the supernatural. Buildings stood in various states of disrepair, their windows shattered by the onslaught of the killer bees. The once lush gardens now lay barren, their beauty replaced by an eerie stillness. The survivors, wary of the outside world, formed a tight-knit group that met regularly to share their experiences and support one another. They were united by the unspoken understanding that their lives had been forever altered by the endless swarm. Each member carried the weight of the memories, the buzzing, and the haunting whispers that had threatened to consume their sanity. As the survivors attempted to rebuild their lives, a peculiar occurrence captured their attention. In the quiet hours of the night, when the town was enveloped in a hushed stillness, a distant hum echoed through the streets. It wasn't the menacing hum of the killer bees, but a soft, melancholic melody that seemed to resonate from the very air itself. The survivors, drawn by an inexplicable curiosity, followed the haunting sound to its source. It led them to the remnants of the apiary, now abandoned and forgotten. In the center of the cavernous chamber where the monstrous queen bee had met its demise, a single bee, different from the rest, hovered in the air. This bee, seemingly untouched by the malevolence that had consumed its brethren, emitted a gentle hum. As the survivors approached, they felt a strange connection to the creature, as if it carried the residual energy of the swarm. The bee circled them, its wings vibrating in a rhythmic pattern that resembled a somber tune. In the following days, the survivors found solace in the presence of the peculiar bee. It became a symbol of resilience, a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable horror, life could persist. They named it the Harmony Bee, an ode to the haunting melody it produced. The town slowly began to heal, and the Harmony Bee became a source of inspiration for the community. Residents, once paralyzed by fear, now found comfort in the soft hum that echoed through the streets at night. The gardens, once barren, began to bloom again, as if nature itself was responding to the newfound harmony. As the seasons changed, Cedar Hollow transformed from a town marked by tragedy into a place of resilience and rebirth. The Harmony Bee, with its enigmatic presence, continued to weave its gentle melody into the fabric of the community. The survivors, forever changed by their encounter with the endless swarm, embraced the symbolic bee as a testament to the strength that could emerge from the darkest of nightmares. Cedar Hollow, once on the brink of despair, had found a strange and unexpected harmony in the aftermath of its ordeal. The buzzing that once heralded doom had given way to a haunting melody, a reminder that even in the face of relentless darkness, there could be a glimmer of hope and renewal. The Harmony Bee's presence became a beacon of hope for Cedar Hollow, drawing curious visitors and scientists eager to study the mysterious creature that seemed to have emerged from the remnants of the swarm. The town, once shunned for its tragic history, found itself becoming a symbol of resilience and triumph over adversity. As the years passed, the Harmony Bee's influence extended beyond Cedar Hollow. Its gentle hum echoed through the collective consciousness of those who had faced their own trials, becoming a symbol of overcoming seemingly insurmountable challenges. The town, once plagued by darkness, had become a sanctuary for those seeking solace and inspiration. The survivors, who had formed a close bond during their shared ordeal, became pillars of strength within the community. They dedicated themselves to preserving the Harmony Bee's legacy, establishing a sanctuary around the apiary and sharing the story of Cedar Hollow's transformation with the world. The once broken town became a place of pilgrimage for those in search of hope. Visitors from far and wide marveled at the Harmony Bee, its wings creating a soothing melody that seemed to resonate with the very heartbeat of the earth. Cedar Hollow, once synonymous with terror, had become a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Yet, amidst the newfound harmony, a lingering question remained unanswered. The survivors often wondered if the Harmony Bee was a manifestation of the swarm's remnants or an entity of its own. The bee, seemingly aware of their thoughts, continued its gentle hum, as if to convey that the answer lay beyond the understanding of mortal minds. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over Cedar Hollow, the Harmony Bee hovered near the apiary. The survivors, now elders in the community, gathered to witness a mesmerizing sight. The bee, bathed in the fading sunlight, began to emit a radiant glow, its wings casting a shimmering aura that illuminated the cavern. In that moment, a profound realization washed over the survivors. The harmony bee was not a mere remnant of darkness, but a symbol of transformation and renewal. It had emerged from the ashes of Cedar Hollow's nightmare to guide the town towards a brighter future. As the bee's glow intensified, a gentle breeze swept through the apiary, carrying with it the sweet scent of blooming flowers. The cavern, once a haunting reminder of terror, now radiated with a serene energy. The survivors felt a profound sense of closure, as if the harmony bee had completed its mission and bestowed a final blessing upon Cedar Hollow. In the years that followed, Cedar Hollow continued to thrive, and the harmony bee's legacy endured. The once tormented town had become a living testament to the power of unity, resilience, and the ability to find harmony in the wake of unspeakable darkness. And so, the story of Cedar Hollow, once defined by the endless swarm of killer bees, evolved into a tale of rebirth, where a single, enigmatic bee had transformed a town from a place of despair into a sanctuary of hope and harmony.
Like, subscribe, and click on notifications that will allow you to stay up to date with the news and not miss videos from the channel, where there will be many more horror stories.